Oh, live. Hi, everybody. Hello to everybody in the US. Good evening to everyone in the UK. Hope everyone's all well. And tonight, for a change, it's just me and Lois. We thought we'd have a chat, just wherever it takes us, really. And if anybody wants to ask us any questions, then we're here, we're available. So, any paranormal questions, locations, anything really. So, how are you doing, Lois?
I'm absolutely fine, thank you, Jacqueline. It's a pretty quiet night because it's just the two of us. So it's like one of the kickback moments, kick back and chill.
Yeah, I thought we've got some great guests lined up,
Yep, we
um,
should have.
but I've just been not so good, like getting people to commit to dates or even
I
myself not
know.
getting the dates sorted out. So
I know.
I have got Richard Felix. Well, we have got Richard Felix coming in at some stage.
Oh,
Not tonight, but he keeps saying on his shows he needs to sort out a date, so we'll sort that out.
that'll be a good one.
Yeah, so we will get it all sorted one day. And I've
Yep.
actually got a guy next week who's on the show called Preston Dunnett, and he's into ufology. So
Oh
we're really
yes, I've been
excited
hoping.
about speaking to Preston. He began investigating UFOs and the paranormal in 1986 and discovered his family, friends, and co workers were having dramatic, unexplained encounters. Is also a field investigator for Mutual UFO Network, otherwise known as MUFON, a ghost hunter, a paranormal researcher, and the author of 28 books and more than 100 articles. So that's next week. Oh no, we're freezing already. Sorry about that. I'm not
Twi-
sure. We don't know who's sending us a message because at the moment it's actually just saying Facebook
Facebook
user.
loads.
So if you can actually link on the top, that would be fantastic, and then we can actually see who is speaking to because it's actually going out onto three different pages. So it's going out onto things, and it's going out onto Paranormal Path page and the group as well. So I hope everyone's all
Hi
right. But
everyone.
I've just got a
But
load of Facebook users on at the moment.
I mean,
It's not actually showing us who we're speaking to, and I know who this is. Hello, Nigel from the North Pole. I hope you're okay.
I was going to say I thought Santa had came.
Oh no, Nigel is at the North Pole. It's brilliant.
But I'm
Nigel's
looking
really
forward to
cool.
next week. It'd be interesting because I love the whole UFO subjects. One of those subjects that I never ever thought I would be actually into until I watched a couple of documentaries and thought, I'm actually interested in this. So I'd be interested to have it, especially writing 28 books. God, that's some
Yeah,
task.
28 books, and I know the pain of just trying to write one, which I've been trying to write for about 2 years now. And everyone's going, "Oh, I'll have a copy," but you will. But I need to write it. I am really working on it. Admittedly, I've done a lot of time on it over the last couple of weeks.
Mhm.
And I have a launch date, hopefully, but I'm not going to mention it because,
Oh,
yeah, I know. But we're not going to mention it just in case it goes a bit wrong.
uh, right, well, touch Hollywood and everything.
Yeah,
Everything
because
will
I
go
actually want to launch.
fine.
I want to launch my book from the venue and the location where it all kind of went crazy for me. And that would be so right. But we'll see what happens. And then as soon as my book is nearly there, then I will start sort of mentioning it and everything. It will go out through Amazon. But it's kind of a
Oh,
biography with some spooky tales, all sort of my perception on things and everything. So hi Carl, I hope you're okay.
hiya.
Oh
You.
Howard! Oh my gosh!
Oh, Howard.
Oh bless you, Howard! I was gonna wish you health
Oh,
because
get
I
well
could see you
soon.
were ill. Oh my gosh.
Oh, God
Sending
bless.
massive healing to you.
You chugs. I mean, you know, you'll be looking forward to your lunch, your book, and everything. I'll be able,
Yeah.
I'll be up the front going, she's my best friend. I was like, first signature. But
I think
yeah,
it's weird because some people have sort of said, "Can you sign it?" It's like, "Are you okay?" Because it just feels weird, doesn't it? But then again, like I've bought books from people who I know, like people in the paranormal field. I've got them to sign the books as well. So yeah, it's all good. Hi
I
Irene,
mean,
hope you're all right.
hi Irene. I mean, I don't know how you do it because I am terrible at writing. Like, I can tell you what I want to write, and I could tell you it's like my job, right? My job when I did my SVQ2, I could tell my job back to front speaking it, but seeing writing it, I just couldn't. And that's what I was saying to the girls the other day. We made in the reports for them when we go into a location. That's gave me the confidence to write. But see, empty that writes a book. Honestly, use a wow.
I've realised how difficult it is. I've met Richard Easter a couple of times, and you know he does 1,000 words a night, and
Oh
he's
God.
written so many books and absolutely awesome. But for me, like I did English at school, and I was good at English, I was good at maths. But now, because I sort of do figures, I sort of do accountancy, then it's hard to do the English side. So trying to put the right tense and everything, it's hard.
Well, believe it or not, English
Thanks,
was actually
Irene.
hi. Um, believe it or not, English was actually one of my top subjects that I got at school. And my teacher used to turn around and say to me, "Louise, you write too much."
Oh
And
wow.
it was like, I don't know why I kind of blame technology for this because it's like kind of we're always on our phones and we're always thinking. So it's kind of like, hiya Jenny.
Hi Jenny.
It's kind of like, struggling kind of way to write, but do you know what? It takes somebody special to write about, honestly, because I just, as I said, I would have the ideas in my head, but trying to like bring them out and actually put them on a bit of paper, that's like my biggest thing.
Yeah, like when I started, I sat outside in the sun and I've got a hammock and we don't get a lot of sun in the UK or when it's warm enough to sit in a hammock. And I sort of spent 2 hours on a dictaphone just talking. And I wrote that up and like I thought, well, how am I going to write so many words? And I've done 55,000. And yeah, it's not
Oh wow.
massive, but it's a lot more than I thought I could ever write.
Well, I'll tell you what, you need to, after you've wrote it fully, you need to get yourself a bottle after all that hard work.
I need to do photography because I'm letting my photography slip.
Do you know you do very everybody, see if you ever get the chance to look at Jacqueline's pictures, they are beautiful. See the ones you do,
Oh,
Rocky? Oh my god.
they're not. No, I can. The thing is, I need to learn Photoshop more. But
Ah.
I enough hours in the day. I do paranormal at weekends, and I've been to some fantastic locations over the last few weeks. A couple in Stoke, been to Matlock Pavilion, and I met some great people as well. And that's what I love about the paranormal is getting out and meeting people.
I'm this weekend I'm going to the baths with Paranormal Footprints and I'm going with Steve. Steve is accompanying us, so I can't wait to see the big guy.
Oh, brilliant!
So I'm looking forward to it. But as you say, it's great in the paranormal. It's great, and it's even great. I'm actually, you know, when you get into other groups and you mix with people and things like that. I love that whole atmosphere, and it's always so nice when you can turn around and go to somebody and speak to them and everything. Like Mark Dudley, I absolutely love Mark Dudley.
Yeah, that's
Like
it.
he's brilliant.
It is a great and it is a great community, and there is a lot of positivity to it, isn't it?
Oh God, I mean,
Yeah, like
if
Irene, we met, and Irene's been on a couple of shows with me.
I absolutely love Irene, and I think she's
Yeah,
brilliant where she stays. Not being the only paranormal investigator in the whole of the country.
Irene is amazing, and does the most amazing food as well.
Oh God. Uh,
In chat, the meals you post, they're ridiculous.
do
You have
do you
to
know
put the
what I
recipes out.
do you know what Irene? I would say that I would love to try your food, but unfortunately after today I'm banned for that food. I'm banned from it. So it's like kind of like, hmm.
That's it. We do learn together as well, yeah.
But
I was introduced to Irene because I was invited into a group set up by Robin Pratt called Pro Unity, and that's where I met Irene. And through that, we've been invited onto the Things Network through Jeremy, and it's just incredible the people you meet, and it's worldwide as well, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I've got a lot of friends all over. Like, I've got you guys in England, I've got people in America, mostly America, so it's always good, and that's what I always say. It's great because when I go over, then I can tap these people up and say, "Hi, how you doing? You fancy coffee?" and things like that. And even meeting Rosie and doing that
Yeah,
podcast with Rosie. I mean, she was brilliant. I absolutely love Rosie, and I love
yeah.
her energy.
It is great how it just gets people together.
Oh, it definitely does. It's one of those things that you're just like, I mean, paranormal, aye, it has its bad times, but do you know what? So if you look at it in a whole and the positivity that you you get to meet people that that are from different walks of life that you wouldn't meet. And I suppose
Definitely.
in the way that social media, I mean, people put Facebook down a lot and say, we can't say,
Yeah.
including myself, right? Because I swear to God, I've got more offences right now. Hiya, Dean, how you doing, pal? I've got more offences than tongue and tail. But then you look at the positivity of social media in the sense of if I didn't have Facebook, then I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met
That's
like
right.
Phil, Patricia, everybody else that came along, and I suppose that's a good thing about social media. It does connect people from different parts of the world, and it's good to always watch somebody else's work.
That's right. And I kind of feel that the genuine people stick with each other as well. And a lot of them support each other. Oh my gosh. I want you to come to the UK. But no, we won't mention it to anyone. No, we won't. But oh my God. Yeah,
Oh
let
my
us know
God,
when
that would
you're
be
coming and
brilliant.
I'll try and get to where you're going. Because I'd just
That
love
would
to
be
meet you. That'd be
brilliant.
fantastic.
I mean, it is great that you can see that. I mean, when you came to Scotland, it was absolutely brilliant. It was.
I know. It was so weird, wasn't it?
It was weird because it was like I'm usually tap 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 or
I know.
phone, and it was just like you didn't need to do that, and it was a brilliant time. And do you know for the amount of
Oh,
people that
sorry.
I've met, um, is that I take it the link's been a pain, or that could be.
Yeah, I wonder if that's fun. I'm not sure. It's Facebook user as well. It's not that good.
Do you know
Always
what?
got on.
Hi
Oh yeah, that's
everybody.
fun. Hiya. Hope you're all
Hi
right.
Fawn. Um, But yeah, it's the power of social media, but then the other side of it is the power of social media can be a dangerous thing. But take that away from it. It's great, and so I'm happy to see everyone. We'll be
Yeah,
happy to see you, Irene.
you're
Absolutely
always
happy to see you.
busy. It's. I think there's a conversation I once had with Irene, and she'd got an issue. So we've got Lisa watching. Hi, Lisa,
Hi,
and
Lisa.
hi, Adele. I'm sorry we can't see any names. It's a bit rubbish. But yeah. Just showing his Facebook user, but once Irene was working on a case and she needed some help, and I tried from here to do something, and then I tried, and then it had happened, and it's like, wow, did I really help it? I don't know. It's when there's that little girl Irene, which you mentioned,
Uh
and I
huh.
did imagine helping somebody to cross over, and then she'd crossed over, so it's just mad.
That is actually quite mad.
So I don't know whether I didn't, whatever. But yeah, Irene's got so much trouble with Facebook. But
Oh,
yeah,
you
it's
know,
mad, isn't
Irene,
it?
I wouldn't even worry about it because they did me last week for what, 9 offences, 8 the other day, and they've done me for another 8 tonight. Um, and I mean, I don't know how, like, Facebook, like, I don't know how the logistics work, but it's like, how can you promote yourself and get yourself out there if you're just going to keep getting banned, 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 banned. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. But yeah, so yeah, I'm up to now 17, 24, no, 25. So I was like, can't get any worse. So I'm expecting a 30. I know it is crazy. I'm actually expecting a 30-day ban. So
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is. I'm so sorry.
I know. If you can click the link above the show, it might kick you out. But yeah, we'll see who you are because it won't show us, which is really
Oh,
annoying.
it's
But
Ronnie.
oh, it is one, yeah.
But yeah, it is crazy, Ronnie. I mean, honestly, it's just like, I, it's like, oh my god, it's like I'm using your site. You should be happy. What they're saying is the reason. They're putting it down to spam. They're saying that I'm spamming Facebook, but I don't see how I'm spamming Facebook if I'm sharing lives. I could see the point if I was putting up a load of crap, but I'm really no. I'm sharing people's lives. I'm sharing my own lives. I'm sharing my own groups. I'm sharing my investigations, and it's crazy. I just don't get Facebook at all. I think, to be honest, they sit in an office, twiddle their thumbs, and get bored.
Yeah. But isn't it strange you can watch a live and then within a minute it says, do you want to share this live? Excuse me?
It's honestly, it's like I just don't understand Facebook. I mean, their prime example. There's an example what I get for the
You're right, it should be networking.
uh
That's what it's done for us though, isn't it? You know,
uh,
like it was really weird when I met Lois because I was in my tent and like this person walks up and you think, well, is she gonna look like a picture? You know, I've got my dog as well and like the campsite I like was I've pitched up in the main walkway of the campsite as well.
aye. I think what Jacqueline was looking for was Danny DeVito. And then she got greeted by the big friendly giant.
I know she's massive. She's so tall. You wouldn't think that. How tall are you?
My man says I'm 5'8" because he measured me, but I say I'm 5'11". I just think he's had a wee bit, yeah.
Yeah, well, my sister's
Incidentally.
5'8" and you're taller than my sister, so yeah.
So see, I can gaff and tell I'm not 5'8", I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm quite tall for a girl with big feet. So like I'm a size 10.5 in feet. So it's just like,
My gosh.
I mean that's what me and Shelley was talking about today, because I was telling them that how skinny I used to be. I actually used to be so skinny. And then I got sterilised, and then all this weight get put on me, and I'm like now 14.5 stone.
Oh,
She
wow.
says it's the feet. She says it's the
Yeah.
feet weighing me down. I just say it's canoes.
Yeah, you see.
That'll be funny.
Yeah.
It probably I'm actually that tall.
I was quite
Um,
shocked because, like, when I saw photos of Lois, she did seem as tall as the blokes who actually look quite tall. And I thought, oh
uh,
God, this is weird. And then I sort of said to her one day, "Are you tall?" And she, yeah, she was like, "Really?" Yeah. So when I
do you
saw
know?
her, I'm like, my God.
It's like
Yeah.
my old dears. They'll always confuse me to being a man because of my height. They'll always say, "You all right, son?" And I'll just answer them and say, "I am fine, thanks."
I'm not sure.
I don't even correct them. I'm like, I'm used to
Oh,
it. But yeah, I mean, it's one of these things. But yeah, definitely we need to get a catch up and go and investigate. I want to come to England, definitely.
oh yeah,
So
definitely. Hi Nyla. Hi Phil Barron. Hope you're all right,
hi
everybody.
everyone. I definitely want to come down to England. I'm up for that. Definitely.
Yeah. So who's that? Oh, Von Hunter. I've actually found where Von's logged on. So yeah, Von's got some more. She's aged, and yeah, you do though. It's kind of known, isn't it?
Well, I hope that kind of happens to me, because see, being taller is a total pain in the It is a total pest. Especially when you're going through doors that are like that and you're going like that after them, so you need to go like that. Especially in investigations. I mean, I've been in an investigation where I've actually had to go like that.
Yeah,
Or
like
I've ended
that's
up
the thing.
smacking.
That's the thing about me. Like I can go anywhere, and everyone goes, "Oh, what's your head? Why? I never catch my head. It's more a width issue with me to get through the door, not by my head."
I know it is. It's like some of the places that you do get into. It's either like you're too tall or too small.
Yeah,
It's so funny. I love investigating. That's why I love investigating.
yeah. It is amazing, and you've got some awesome places around you.
I must am
Castles.
I must
What can
admit,
we
yeah,
say?
I'm actually surrounded with castles, which is like sometimes it's a great thing and it's brilliant that way, but sometimes I just want that something different to see different things. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's like kind of like I would love to like my ideal place apart from a mental asylum is I would love to explore is inside a church. Like an abandoned church, no actually a church. It's
Oh, I have one
still
near me.
it's still going.
I have a couple near me which are abandoned. They've got no roofs on them. Yeah, there's two
Oh wow, you need to
which
tell
you
me
could
about them.
access. Yeah, one's near Annesley Hall, which is a well-known location, and bordering on to the original hall is actually the churchyard and the church, and they've taken the sort of top part and the roof off it basically, so that it preserves it, so it doesn't like injure somebody. Ah,
So different.
okay.
My granny used to
Okay.
say. My granny used to say it was the fact that she stood me in cow shit, and that's how. that was how I grew tall. Apparently, that was used to be our thing.
Oh wow.
But my boy's the same. My boy's tall, like he is. It's like he's up to my chin, and he's only 12. So I hate
Oh.
to see what he's going to be like at 15, 16. He's going to be like, I'll be like, yeah, hello.
Yeah, there's Rotherham Church within a church. We
Hi,
we
Emma.
went to somewhere, didn't we? Hi, Emma.
Aye, it was Kilwinning Abbey.
Yeah, because
Um,
that was a bit of old and new, wasn't it?
it is, and it's not really the ideal location because of where it's based. Because you're literally, you're,
Yeah.
it's literally where Kilwinning Abbey is. People will explain is that it's actually on a high street at one
Yeah.
side and a house and estate at the other. If that makes sense.
And it's a
Um,
walkthrough. It's a walkthrough between the
It
two.
is. It is a walkthrough, and it's not really ideal on a Friday Saturday night because you've got the youngins singing about, so you're kind of like time because you know that they're coming through. But it is a good place. And it is like you say, Jacqueline. It is. You've got obviously the big church, and then the little wee church it sits, and then you've got the old ruins as well.
Yeah.
And then you've got all the gravestones and things like that, and they are actually saying that it can be connected with the Knights Templar. That's
Wow.
yet to be proven, though.
Yeah, I did actually pick up monks walking along a certain path and looking at the plans they would have walked there to the prayer service.
Yeah.
So that was like the route they would have taken. So yeah, if one wants to go back to Scotland, I'm hoping to go again. I'm hoping to do a 2-week tour again in September, but my diary's filling up badly. And I'm really trying to keep 2 weeks free. I've now got something on the third week.
Oh
And
God.
oh wow. Yeah.
It's just one of the things, isn't it? I mean, it's paranormal. It does fill your diary.
Yeah, that's it. Because I'm going to Pendle Hill for a weekend.
Ooh.
I'm going to York for a weekend, which is it's a ghost walk, but I'll be doing paranormal and hope to meet up maybe with Mackenzie. And I've just seen that she's actually joined paranormal team up there as well,
Oh
who I
wow.
actually wanted to meet with last time I went to York, but I didn't get a chance. go to a balloon festival in York as well.
Oh,
That's
wow.
just outside. So I did try and pop into York last year when I went, and it's difficult. I just made it as far as the Golden Fleece and then had to get the bus back. Irene hasn't got much time either. Yeah,
Do
but
you know what
Irene's always busy.
do you know what, Irene? I can totally get why, because if you're the only paranormal investigator, you're basically you're your own man, so you've got no one really to thing with. But
But Irene's
um
dealing with other countries as well. She's not
oh, she's
just dealing
still,
with Japan.
oh wow.
Yeah, so she's dealing with people from all around the world.
Do do you know what? As much as I love investigating, that must be some task, especially when it's like a one man band.
Yeah, it's kind of at the emotional side, isn't it, as well?
It is. I
Because
mean,
paranormal's draining and stuff.
oh god, yeah, I've seen myself been out, and I seen that obviously, like I've seen myself go out and pick stuff up, and the next morning I just feel like the train hit me. It's just like, just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I would rather suffer. Mind you, if I had a choice between a drunk hangover and a paranormal hangover, I'd still take the paranormal hangover.
Yeah. But you can have the same symptoms. It's mad.
Oh god, it is, and you just think
You
to
know, I've
yourself,
had totally the same symptoms as a severe alcohol, hangover when I'm drunk, and I've had all the symptoms, which is mad.
I
And
know it
just
feels like
gets you.
I feel like sometimes it's like I've done a 12-hour shift, but I've not been at work. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's just obviously. So what else is on the pipeline, my dearest?
But for me,
Well, for us in the show,
for us on the show, well, we've got loads of guests coming up,
we
which
have.
we're working on.
I'm so looking
And
forward to it.
we want to sort of look at more than paranormal, Obviously, we've got the guy. Hi, Wendy Williams. Hope you're all
I
right.
am
We've got this really cool guy from MUFON next week coming on, a ufologist. So this is going to be absolutely amazing. He has actually written 28 books, 100 articles. Articles have appeared in the LA Times and everything. His name is Preston Dennett. So we're really looking forward to speaking to him next week. We've got Richard Felix coming on sometime. Me and him need to sort it out and sort out a date because it just goes mad. But yeah, there's other people we've spoken to, and we've just got to sort out what sort of show we're doing with them as well, haven't we?
Yep, I as I said, I'm really looking forward to definitely to the upcoming guests. We work well.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
that's it. For
And this is all
myself,
through, this is all through Facebook as well. Like
it is.
most, these the people who we asked to be on the show we've generally met or we know of,
Well,
and so far
that's
nobody's refused. Well, I think one person because they had severe time constraints, but
yep.
it's just amazing like how everybody's willing to come on and tell their story.
Well, do you know what?
It's just fascinating.
We've had great guests. I mean, all the guests that we've had have been really, really great. I don't think there's one that I have. Don't get me wrong, I've got a fear a lot of the time when I'm talking to them, but I'm just kind of like, no, I'm kind of getting into swing it the more that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It's like one of the ones that, like, my gran, well, as I said, it's like basically what my granny used to say, it's like riding a bike. Just think it is riding a bike when you're learning how to ride a bike. Well,
Yeah.
that's basically like, that's why it's gave me confidence to now go and do my podcast, because it's like, where once upon a time I would have been dead timorous, and when obviously you were suggesting us doing this show and having these guests on, and I used to get, what was I like? I used to, oh my god, I'm just thinking, so what if I say something wrong? You know, oh my god, but now I'm just taking it in my stride, because it is what it is.
Yeah, but I just love getting people's stories.
Oh god, I.
And
Oh
a
god,
lot
I.
a lot of people, you've got your story, but a lot of people have a similar route where something's happened along the way to cause what they're doing, and then all of a sudden we're sort of all here, we're all talking to each other, and it's amazing, isn't it?
It is, and it amazes you, you could have an experience and think to yourself, do I tell people? Do I not tell people? And then you decide, right, well, I'll tell people and see what happens. And it's amazing the amount of people who turn around and say, that happened to me. Or if it didn't happen to me, it happened to my pal, or it happened to one of my friends, but one of my family members. It's amazing. Because you just think, well, that's actually quite good that, it's not just me that's experienced this, somebody else has.
Yeah, that's right. A quick shout out to Michelle Needham and to Chloe Needham. Hope you're both okay.
Hi,
Um,
everyone.
See, when I go out, be it an event or an investigation, like there is a massive difference between the two. But I was at an event on Friday with a team I didn't know. Christopher Chell actually ran, and I haven't even met him before. And I've just got on so well. Like you see these names around Facebook, don't you? But then
You
to
do.
actually meet them, it's absolutely awesome. It's brilliant.
I've absolutely. I mean, there's names out there that I've seen, and it's taken some confidence to talk to because it's just like, it's. I'll talk about that in a minute, my lovely. But
Uh-oh.
oh, here we go. The bird's on time.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Sorted. Whoops, sorry.
no, hey, that's okay. My mum used to have
It's all
oh,
right.
yeah, she used to have a budgie that used to, like, every time Emmerdale's theme came on, the bird would start singing along. So you used to have to put the cover over the cage to shut it up.
Yeah. It's
Um,
brilliant. It's got such good energy.
oh,
Yeah.
but I definitely, I mean, that like the crowd, because I said, Vonnie said criminology. But in this field, it's brilliant because you get to meet all these names and get to speak to them, and as you say, it's about listening to their stories, and it's actually quite good because there's a few things that I've actually, um, oh, that'll be Vonnie, guaranteed. Um, so I have my moments, trust me, in the backs, the back scenes. But it is good because I've had folk that we've had on the show that have, when you've said to them about equipment or, what do they do and things like that, and I've actually listened and I've took in what they've said and I've went out and I've applied it on in the field, which is
Yeah.
actually quite good.
It is brilliant, isn't it?
Do
Like
apologise.
I will always try and write up anything I've been on, be it an event or an investigation, and I'll write it up the way I have seen it, the way I've
Mm.
experienced it. And if I picked up something sort of mediumistically, I'm not a medium, but been doing development for 7 years, and sometimes I do sort of get to communicate, and I
Mhm.
write down what I get. And then if like a year down the line someone says, "Wow, I got that," or somebody who reads it said, "Yeah, I got that name," or somebody else can give validation, that's all you need, isn't it?
Uh-huh. I think, if every day took away just that wee bit of something. I mean, for interviews and for what I've seen in the field, I was out with Spig, that's owned by Rigger and Nico, I think his second name is. I could be wrong. Um, and I went out with him when I was with the girls, and I took a lot for him as well. I did. I took a lot of the things that he was doing, and
That's
uh,
brilliant.
it is. I guess it is about that. Taking away that tiny wee thing for
Yeah.
everything.
But you didn't like cat balls, you thought they were a load of rubbish, didn't you?
I did. Do you know what? I'll be the first one to put my hands up and say that
I've
I was
got
very, very
oh god.
skeptical
I've got a cat ball here.
about cat
I've touched
balls.
it. Oh god.
I'm very, very skeptical about cat balls, and I must admit I did take the pee and have a good giggle about it
Yeah.
until I went out in the investigation and I used it properly. And I actually thought? wow, they actually like them. And as I said, when I was out, oops, there's my laptop tipping. When I was out with Spig, and that happened with the doll, basically to tell you guys was Rigga had the doll like sitting up, and he had it very, very secure. He made it secure so that like it couldn't move by itself or fall over, so he made sure it was secure. And as we were communicating with the spirits, it get pushed over and the cat ball rolled. And
Wow.
I've never seen the cat ball go off so much as that night in the investigation in that place that we'd already been to. And do you know what? The cat balls are actually really good things, and I definitely am proud that I've got one.
Yeah, but, you know, they're kind of cheap as long as you don't purchase something which
Jacqueline,
says
Jacqueline,
paranormal on it.
Jacqueline, look behind you.
Has that gone off on its own? Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my dad does it.
Uh,
It's all cold around my legs now.
It's either that or the cat balls thanking me for being less skeptic towards it.
I've got a right bloody draft around my legs, but hey. No, I do find my energy does set the cat ball off. I don't know why. And I've got two set up. I've got one, that one next door to it. But
I
yeah,
actually,
I just kind of thought I'd leave them, and if it happened, it happened. And yeah, like I'm not moving. It's on the unit, fastened down. Well, you tap it works. But yeah, you could certainly know that I'm not.
but
Yeah,
I'll definitely get more without a shadow of doubt I would. And do
yeah,
you know what? That just shows, you know, that I can be even skeptic of some things.
yeah.
But yeah,
But that was cool how that happened.
it was,
I
especially
didn't
when
even notice doing it because I was looking at the
especially when I was talking about my
internet now.
skepticism.
It's killing the
Um,
internet.
oh God, that's not so good. That's not so
No,
good. But
yeah,
going back to what Vonnie was talking about, was it Vonnie that mentioned it? I think it was Vonnie.
yeah.
Um, on the 13th of March, I am launching my very own podcast. Don't worry, you're not getting rid of me. I'm no giving up my paranormal one. I'm launching my very own podcast and talking about serial killers, criminology, the unsolved. Hi Shelley. Forensic psychology and things like that. I'll drop a
Actually,
link. I will drop a link, guys, um in the comments below. You are more
yeah,
than welcome to join. But I'm really looking forward to the first podcast. So that'll be the 13th of March at 9:30. Starts at 9:30 UK time. And we're talking about the nature or nurture debate.
yeah. That's intriguing.
It really is. Do you know,
Yeah,
I'm fascinated with that debate, the nurture and nature.
yeah. We don't know, or even whether a past life could cause it.
Well,
You've
you
got that as
know,
well, haven't you?
well, they always say that your past life determines how you are. Um,
Yeah,
and I never used to believe that until obviously, like, I'd done my own personal. No, I didn't do my own personal past life, but I got a past life regression. And I discovered that I was a child witch that was tortured and came back as a black witch, and that
oh wow.
explained to me why I like the occult and
Yeah,
Satanism. It's crazy how like something like that. It's even when you meet people in the street as well, and you're kind of like, I know them, but you don't know them. If that makes sense.
yeah. That's it. Did have a comment here from Andy. So, as part of a 10-strong paranormal group investigation, we investigated a local haunted site and witnessed what we all saw at exactly the same time. We stopped our investigation to watch a UFO. It came across the sky silently, stopped dead, then moved off in many different directions at huge speeds, then returned to where it started. After about 7 to 8 minutes, it disappeared. It's mad, isn't it?
Wow, that is mad.
That's
I mean,
fantastic. Yeah,
I love. I mean, I'm fascinated. You know,
I am.
a lot of people like to. I mean, people do say that the UFOs it could be, you know, anything, but you know, I'm very fascinated by the whole subject. I'm very fascinated with the whole. There could be other beings
Yeah, that's right.
in different like worlds and things like that. That fascinates me because I would love in my lifetime to, you know, prove it. Like, see, there's proof, but then it will never happen. It will never happen. I mean, look at Area 51, what they say about
Wow. Yeah,
Area
exactly.
51, you know, and we're never ever going to see Area 51 or what's in Area 51. And you know what? They could be building Area 51 for a big disappointment.
Yeah.
But it's like there's actually the one story that actually um you'd love me to, you'd love to be an alien. I would love to be an alien. I really would love to be an alien. I'm not gonna even lie. I would love for my DNA test to come back that I was some sort of life form. That would explain my 28 personalities. More than one planet we can only live in. Exactly, Andy. You know that could be it. Like there could be the fact that we have got other beings. Hi, Nick.
Yeah. Sorry, I've got a bit quiet at the moment. I've got a little bit of noise in the background. So I've been muting in the
I
house.
seen that and I thought I was boring you.
No, no, it's fine. It's yeah.
Oh, there's Princess
Oh,
Newton.
bless you. Yeah.
Hello, you good-looking, handsome devil, you. But yeah, there is guaranteed, as I always say about the paranormal, I believe it's a parallel universe. I do.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that. Yeah.
I really do think that. I think it's like, and this is how geeky I'm getting. I think it's a bit like Stargate, the
Right. Okay.
the SG-1 for anybody that's
Yeah.
ever seen it. Hi Joshua.
Hey, welcome. I've just
Hiya,
seen you.
welcome. But yeah, I think it's kind of like that. I think it is one of the ones that is
Yeah.
alien.
But I think that they're going around, they're doing their day to day, and we're doing our day to day, but we're going to visit them. And I know on an investigation, we sort of asked whoever, and they say that they saw us as shadow, but then
Well,
we see shadow people. So is that us seeing them as
do you know
they would see us? It's
that would be
crazy.
that would be an interesting one. You know, I've always.
Go home.
Do you know what? I thought there was a resemblance, but I just couldn't think for the life of me. I knew it was somebody close that I knew, but I just couldn't think for the life of me. Thanks, Phil. I'll sleep at night. But yeah, you know, it is. It's fascinating. I find it extremely fascinating. I really, really do. I don't know what I would do though if an alien. This is how random and how my brain thinks, right? But I really don't know what I would do if an alien landed right in front of me. I don't know how I would react. And
Would you
it would be.
recognise it as an alien though? It could be a person. You
It
don't know
could be.
what they're going to describe. You know how they're going to look to you. And you're right. It can't be the only planet.
Oh God, no. You know, there will be other planets out there that probably. Do you know? It's like one of the ones that you know. Let me tease you.
Nice one, Andy. Oh, brilliant.
um, it's like one of the ones that again, this is just randomness. It's like one of the ones that you think to yourself, what are they saying about our planet on the other Earth? So, like, look at they folk.
Oh, hey. Yeah, I think Marion's got a good one. Would say to an alien, fix my broken body. And yeah,
Phil,
Phil,
if it,
He'll crack open about the JD.
Right, can I just announce then I'm an alien and I'm on my way down to Phil's?
Some JD, yeah. I like
Yep.
JD because it's my initials.
I never
JD.
actually thought of that actually.
Oh yeah, I did. So I started ordering it and drinking it years ago in the pub.
Oh,
So yeah, I do like JD. Well, I like whiskey. I like a few alcoholic drinks. Yeah.
I I must admit that I was never ever one for like Jack Daniels. I wouldn't put it near my mouth. My friend tricked me one night and said, "Try this drink, see if you like it." And it was Jack Daniels and honey, and I was like, "Oh, that's dead nice." This is what is it? She said Jack Daniels and honey. I went,
Okay, we've got a Joker in the pack. Carl, it's a nice one. I
I
can
could
prove
prove
aliens
it.
in real. Just look at the Parliament.
Well,
Yeah.
do you know that's very true? I could get into that, but I won't, Cal, because it could cause offence.
We can't mention parties tonight, Phil. Wrong day for parties. Can only have a party at number 10 Downing Street. Shh.
Well, since Jacqueline went, yes, aliens with Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
Hi Sam, how you doing, pal?
Hi, Sam. Welcome.
But yeah, in fact, we missed Bring a Bottle Friday.
I think it's bring a party every Friday, every day at Parliament, isn't it? But hey ho, move on swiftly.
That's where I am. Oh, I thought I seen you in Boris's, sweet.
Yeah, for anyone in the US, if you're wondering what we're referring to, I don't know if it's hit your news, but during the old COVID situation, it seemed that our government were having parties in our equivalent of the White House, so at 10 Downing Street, and the report about all these parties has just come out tonight. So yeah, when we were all like stuck in our houses,
Yep.
they were
And
having cheese and wine, business meetings and parties and cakes and everything. But yeah,
I
so
Phil bought me cake.
what's this cake? Yeah. So it's just world gone mad, really, isn't it? Okay, we've got a sensible question
Right,
here.
let's go.
So first off, what has attracted you to the paranormal? Then start with you, then me.
All right. What attracted me to the paranormal was an experience I had when I was younger. And then it grew from there because I was having experiences growing up. So it was basically that's what attracted me to the paranormal. The scariest location I would
Right.
say is the scariest location that I would say that I've been on was a secret location that I went with two guys, and it was pretty much I couldn't settle, and that's not me because I love locations and things like that, but I just could not settle in this place because it was just did not have a nice entity at all. And I'm Irish. Oh wow, Irish American. I would love to hear that accent cross between.
Wow.
Are you more Irish or more American, Joshua? Right, your turn, missus.
Yeah. Okay. So attracted to the paranormal. I must admit that I used to watch a TV show which came on called Most Haunted. Like a lot of people in the UK, it's really showed that you could actually go out and hunt ghosts or whatever the terminology is, I call it investigating. And that was 2000 and the first series, and then the new year for that, me and my ex-husband decided to make a New Year's resolution to find out if ghosts existed. So on New Year's Day that year, we went onto the internet and found two sort of ghost hunts going on. One was at the Galleries of Justice, which is a well-known, even to this day, place in the UK in Nottingham, and the other was a ghost walk round Derby Jail and a séance with Jason Carl, who was actually on the first series of Most Haunted. My scariest location, well, it's changed, but Phil Newton has a lot to answer for, and I don't know what happened, but there's one. Phil had organised a location, Matlock Pavilion, and he got a lot of his friends there who were really experienced and the mediums there and everything. And I hadn't got that much experience at the time. And I was just picking stuff up through the night. And it's really strange because Phil's partner in crime, Patricia Ann Farrar, she went and did some trance mediumship, and she was brought through two characters. And I was picking them up as she was saying what she was getting. And I actually saw a girl's, her face was overshadowed by a girl. And I saw this girl's face as she drowned right in front of
Wow.
Patricia's face. And I just shouted out, "Stop!" right in the middle of this. Everyone's really quiet. And like, I'd seen this and I've never done anything, that I think I've been starting to go to development, I believe then, but I'd never experienced like anything like a medium would. And then as the night progressed, I was like, I picked up on the mother of the girl who had drowned.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's part of a big story. Our family were actually at the pavilion at a party. The kids went to play near the river, and one of the girls actually drowned
Oh,
while they
my
were all at the
God.
party in the pavilion. And that was so sad. But at the end of the night, we're due to leave about 2 o'clock. About 1:30, we're all holding hands down in the main auditorium right near the stage. And all of a sudden, it's like, I spoke to Ben Winfield, and he calls it a partial possession. So basically, I totally lost control of my body to my mouth, and I was doing the hokey cokey. So we're all holding hands, and I was going in and out, and I was like laughing like crazy. And it's like a little girl was like sort of took control, and my head was trying to get my mouth to say, get it out of me. And for like, I was scared to death. I didn't even leave the pavilion that night. I was just in such a state. But luckily, I'd gone with somebody, so we drove it home in the car. I got home. I wouldn't turn the lights off in the house. I wouldn't go to sleep till daylight. I was scared to death. And then in the morning, I thought, I'm never going to do this again. Then in the morning, when I finally decided to try and get some sleep because it's daylight, I thought, I want to do this all the time. I want to find out more. And I want that to happen to me again, because now I'll be able to control it better. So I did go to Matlock Pavilion on Friday, and it didn't happen again. But I keep trying.
Listen, in this game, as everybody else knows, you expect the unexpected. I mean, you've had that experience. I had the experience where obviously I was doing a blind test, and then I got choked.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's like, honestly, it's like you never know in the paranormal what will happen. It's like one of the things, expect the unexpected.
How about Bill?
Hi, Bill.
Yeah, it is unusual, isn't it? And I think, copy me. So Joshua, he's got more a New York accent and a bit of Florida. Wow,
That's not so bad.
awesome.
I love the
Um,
American accents.
got your link. I just found that.
Yep.
Yeah. So Andy says Most Haunted was a good show that got me into the paranormal, and how natural my transition was to seeing spirit. Yeah. It
So
gave
you
us
were.
a chance to talk to people about it, and mention things about our experiences, didn't it?
Well, I suppose in a way it has opened a lot of doors in that sense, because a lot of people never ever spoke about the paranormal. If you ever spoke about the paranormal, you were considered crazy.
That's right. Yeah, that's the experience I've had have all been unexpected. And but once you sort of get within this community, you can tell this well far out story, and as long as you're with friends, they'll believe you because it rings true because they may have experienced that. Like even at
Exactly.
Matlock Pavilion, we were using a Ouija board one day, and it was just sitting on a table and no one was touching it. And there's some beautiful glitter just hovering above it. And
Oh,
it's all
wow.
multicolored glitter, and it's like energy just, oh, it's just so gorgeous to look at. And I thought I was seeing things, so like I went like this and like, yeah, it's my eyes. No, it wasn't. It was still doing it, and nobody else saw it. But I mentioned this in a book, or I mentioned this on Facebook somewhere, and someone had experienced the same thing. And it's great, isn't it, when somebody says, "Yeah, I've experienced that."
It does, it gives you that rest assurance as well. Gives you that rest assurance of, wow, it's not just happened to me, it's happened to someone else. I mean,
That's
I was
right.
I was quite, as I said, I was quite when I was younger, I wouldn't speak to anybody about it. Like, who do you speak to about these things? Um, but then as the years have progressed in this, definitely, Andy, it's terrible. But the glitter, oh my god. Do you
I
know
think
when Phil comes on, right, my eyes always go
it
to the
just goes
bottom
to
of the
pot, doesn't
screen. It
it?
does. Oh wow. But
And
what was
even
I
the
saying?
bird's like been possessed now.
I know. Sorry, going in the wild train of thought. So then, obviously, like when I've spoke about people to people, sorry, about what I've experienced, it's been amazing the amount of people that have said that's how it started for them, or that's what happened to them. It's a
Yeah,
great sensation. Oh, definitely, Andy. I would love it to be able to go in the paranormal field and be able to speak to him and say, well, if I don't know how to do this, how would you do it out in the field? Or if I say black to somebody and they say white, we'll find the common ground. You love
that's
me.
right.
How did you know I'm in love with you, Phil? I mean, how did you know? um,
Well, I'm going
but
to see
yeah.
Phil. I'm going to see Phil on Friday.
Give
At a
him a
s
huge
at
cuddle
one
for
hell of
me.
a strange location.
Oh wow.
Yeah, local location, and it turns out I've investigated it a few times, and there's a character who's there, but it's also at a few more locations in Nottingham. And yeah, they were all open when he was about as well. But it turns out that past life regression was actually
Mhm.
located near as damn it at that building.
Oh.
So I lived in Nottingham apparently in the 1200s
Oh
in
wow.
that building, and I was a fruit seller at Nottingham Castle.
Wow.
I know. And the thing is, a few things were validated during the past life regression because the king,
Mhm.
I got the king's name, I got the appearance of the castle, and the castle when that king was there was wooden, and then sort of later on, after Richard the First had come in, after the Crusades,
We're
well, one
losing
of the Richards,
sound.
then that's when I got killed.
Oh
When an
wow.
army came on and they just slashed my neck off with a sword, basically. And that's how I got killed. And then the castle was actually made of better material than the wood.
That's mental.
So,
Wow.
I could tie it up to history, and much as though I did kind of know the kings of Nottingham Castle, I didn't know when it was wood and when and how the history worked. But yeah, I managed to tie up my past life regression to 1200s, which was absolutely awesome.
Oh wow. That sounds really good.
Oh, sorry about the sound. I don't know what's going on.
I know.
Might sometimes have gremlins.
I, f- I was attacked. Oh.
So Joshua attacked so violently, shoved him own home in Crystal River, broke ribs and was by myself. It's pretty scary. Recently had a shaman at my home and activities have decreased. Also, one day I was literally locked in my bedroom. I couldn't get out of it. It was terrifying. Had to punch the door and scream and shout for help. Thank God my friend came to visit and broke the door down. I couldn't open it. It was unnerving. My gosh. Do
Oh
you know what
wow.
happened there? Do you know who it was? That is mad.
That is mad.
Yeah.
You're in my
Oh gosh.
Philip, you're in my dreams. You're in mine too, sweetheart, but don't tell anyone.
Yeah, the thing is, when Phil meets this gentleman, I know who'll win.
The guy?
He's nasty. Yeah,
Is
he's a
that the guy?
nasty
Is
piece of
that the
work.
guy that you were telling me
Yes,
about? The one that
yes,
ah
yes, yeah, yeah. Because I could have gone there a few weeks ago on my own, but I couldn't because I'm pretty sure he would try and push me down the stairs.
see, that's what you need to be very careful of.
Yeah, that's right. He is evil. So yeah, he basically was a judge, and he deliberately found people guilty so that they'd get hung.
That's terrible. That's
And yeah,
absolutely terrible.
that's the gentleman question mark. Yeah, so I've had quite a few run-ins with him at a few locations, and I'm actually going back there on Friday, hoping to do lives as well. So hopefully he'll come and talk to us. Also been in a situation where we've had a trance medium there, Daniel Hopkins, who actually went into trance. He came out with a really oldie world English voice. If you know Daniel, he's got a very Birmingham accent, which is totally different from Old English. And a lot of the words as well weren't like words we used either. And before I actually went to the location, my bird had an issue, and it looks like he got stuck on his cage. He's got his feet stuck on the cage, and like there's no valid reason for it. So I sort of said, when this guy was in trance, I said, "Have you been to my home?" And the response was yes. And then I said, "Did you do something to my bird the other day?" He said, "Yeah, I held the foot against the cage."
Oh my God.
And like the trance medium, he had no idea that I had trouble with my bird. You know?
It's terrible. I mean,
And
that
for
guy,
me to notice as well that it was something different from, he flaps in his cage every day. For me to realise that it was something different from the norm when it happened. Then to get that validation under a trance.
exactly. And this person's got a big grudge.
Oh yeah, and Patricia's actually picked up that I might have another past life associated with him. And this is where it gets freaky. Yeah, I can't go there alone. Oh, I'm getting all cold around me again.
It's
But
like
yeah,
one of the ones.
I think when I talk about him, it always happens, to be fair. Oh
Uh,
God, Phil.
you sure
What
it's
can
no
I
your
say?
younger? You sure it's no your younger model, Phil?
Yeah, but
um,
it's an ongoing investigation at that location.
mhm.
There's a hell of a lot to the story. It is part of my book, and I'm putting it in that. And yeah, the story so continues because I do need to do more past life regressions to see if I get anything else through.
I mean, they say with past life you have unlimited past lives. Like you have more past lives than thing, and I would love to know what all my past lives were. I think I was sometimes I think I was a mad scientist somewhere because of the
Wow.
random thoughts that I have. Honestly, it's just like you do. My brain works all the time, like always.
Yeah, it is odd, isn't it? It
It
really
is.
is. But like when I did that, it's from the 1200s, and I have an issue now with fruit. I don't eat fruit because it's sticky on my fingers. And I know it sounds really stupid, but I don't have fruit because I hate sticky fingers from fruit.
Oh wow.
But I now found out it used to be a fruit seller in 1200s.
Oh
So it
wow.
goes with it, doesn't it? And there's something else as well, which I won't mention here, which ties up. And it's just very odd. Oh, I love this one.
Do you believe in
Brilliant.
fairies?
Um, I do believe in the existence, yeah. I've listened to an interview with somebody talking about fairies, and yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, I do believe. I I I do believe in elementals and things like that. There is a location which does have elementals running round. Um, I've never seen them. I don't actually see, but I've actually heard things happen. I've heard them scratching, and I've actually heard them make sounds like stomach rumbling. So we're all doing a seance, and it seemed that our stomachs were rumbling, and they were communicating by a rumbling stomach noise. And it was actually on a live as well, which is really. I think Phil was there that night, but it was so mad.
Oh my god.
So yeah, there's elementals that I do believe because enough people have experienced them, and also at this location, once again, a man mentioned Daniel.
Mm.
He was there, and first time went in the seance room. He put his foot on the ground, looked down, and he freaked out because he saw all these creatures where he put his foot.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and to get that validation as well, because he didn't know that there were elementals crawling around. Oh no, it's got itchy and scratchy.
I have to go, I'm not sure what it is, small, but it's small and loves to scratch me. I am taking nothing to do with that comment. I am not saying a word. Andy's comment about Egypt. I love Egypt. And to do Egypt. I'm fascinated, very fascinated with the Book
Oh,
of Dead.
Egypt, yeah. That is a fascinating place, it really is.
I've actually got a book through there, the Book of the Dead, learning
Wow,
hieroglyphs. I can't say it.
impressive.
And ancient Egyptian magic.
Wow.
I'm very, very interested with the Egyptians.
Yeah, I am. Well, it's like you've got the aliens coming in on this as well, haven't you? You know,
This is true.
because of the way, how did they build the pyramids? You've got the hieroglyphs, which actually some are like aliens, aren't they?
Oh God, I mean, look
And
at back at the caveman stage when they used to draw the pictures
that's
on
right.
the rocks.
Yeah. So, you know, how did man do such incredible buildings when we didn't have the technology? How was it aligned so much to the solar system and everything?
Yeah, I've read the Book of the Dead. I'm fascinated with the Book of the Dead. I just think I like their ideologies about the Book of the Dead because
Wow.
it's about the reincarnation, bringing people back from the dead. It's like one of those things, but it's fascinating. When you go back to their times, you kind of wish you do have a time machine just to kind of go back and like watch how they go about their everyday life.
Yeah. But I don't know if there's time travel involved with the spiritual side as well. Because if people go for a reading, if you go to psychic medium, you get the future, okay?
Hmm.
And this future is from a loved one.
Hmm.
So can they travel to the future to then come back and tell you when you want a reading?
Well, funny you should talk about time traveling, and I would love for MD for America to step in, right? But I seen something the other day. I actually meant to share it, but it went by me before, I get engrossed
Yes,
and
it
then
does,
forget to
doesn't
press
it?
share. Um, but it was somebody who claimed that they had time travelled, and don't quote me, I think it was 2023 or 2025. It was either one of the two dates, and they were talking about a big tsunami hitting California and taking
Wow.
out most of California. And that was a time somebody had time travelled. In fact, give me 2 minutes, guys, and I'll Google that. But it was somebody that had said that they had been to um so far in the future to see that California was going to get most of California was going to get wiped out by a big tsunami.
Yeah,
I
mad,
just
isn't
think
it?
that's crazy.
So I think this is Vaughn. If it's not, I apologise, but I believe they cross through from different realms. Some realms have shortcuts through from the higher realms.
It
But
is.
yeah,
It's funny how the human brain works.
yeah, but you sort of you do go through so many aisles, don't you, of trying to work out what's happening and how things are happening, or I do pick up and can sometimes get messages through, and how does it work? Who's telling you? Have you got, they say your family's round you? Are they your spirit guides? Are they picking up messages from someone and telling you?
I
And then you've
know.
got the language thing as well, where, you could go somewhere and then they might speak a totally different language, but you can get it through in English, apparently.
Do you know the fascinating thing I've ever seen in my life? was working with a Russian journalist, and us doing an experiment with her if she could talk Russian into the EVP to see what it would come out at the other side, and it came back and answered in English.
Night.
Night, Irene.
Thank
And
you.
it's just mental. I found that
Look.
article. A TikTok time traveler is predicting the world's biggest ever earthquake will hit California in 3 years' time, 2 years after he bizarrely claims the largest creature in the world will be discovered.
Well, something large has just been discovered in Rutland Water, isn't it? Some bones of a large underwater aquatic creature.
What he's saying is it's 2024, sorry. I knew I was in between the 2 years. 2024 world's biggest earthquake hits San, right, I can't pronounce it the other bit, but it's definitely in California.
Oh, that was shocking. The tsunamis are just scary. Oh, it's just horrible, isn't it?
It's definitely do you know what? I'm a person that is, and I openly admit this, I'm really scared of deep water. Like, I'm got the biggest phobia of deep water. But yeah, I'll stand and watch waves come over the thing, mate. So it's that kind of way where I'm like, as you know, apart from like crime and paranormal, I love natural disasters. I love everything about natural disasters. I even wonder, right, my brain, this, as I say again, this goes back to my brain and how it works, but I've always been fascinated how these things actually came about.
Oh, thank you so much, Joshua.
Thank you, Joshua. I'm
we
glad
usually
that
have different guests on, and next week we've got a ufologist from MUFON, so we're really looking forward to speaking to him.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's Preston Dennett who we're speaking to, so it's going to be an awesome show. 28 books he's written article, over 1,000 articles, I believe. LA Times as well. So yeah, very experienced in the paranormal and UFO field. So really intrigued what the conversation is going to be next week.
It is. Is 28 books, are they based on all UFO ologies, or is it all different parts of the paranormal? I'll need to have a look.
Yeah,
I truly believe in 27 a huge tsunami of the west coast of the United States. But do you know, the thing is, right? They said that the world was going to end in 2000. They said the world was going to end in 2012.
You've then got the Mayan calendar, which was at 2012, because the way the Mayan calendar went, it ran out on a certain date, which I think was 2012, and that didn't happen. But it's only because people probably didn't understand what the Mayan calendar was.
This is very true.
As well.
When you think of that wee woman, I call her a wee woman. I forget her name, but she's a blind, having God love her soul. But the woman that predicted that, if anybody knows her name, put it into the comments. So thanks very much, Joshua. Much appreciated, pal. She was blind, but she predicted that President Trump was getting into the White House, and she said there was going to be a big virus. Ask Ben, he has the dates he reckons he's not giving it away yet.
Yeah.
I
bet he has as well. Yeah. But so I guess that's Louisa speaking. Right, Phil. The reason you can only see half the comments is that we're going live on the Things Network Paranormal Path page and group. So yeah, you just see a few of the comments because it's just going out simultaneously.
That's the thing when you're going through 3 networks. I mean, I've seen it happen where I've commented in one and they've been reading off the other. So I've just been kind of like, it's crazy. But yeah, definitely. I mean, as I said, the supernatural world and the paranormal world, it's definitely some place. You never get bored. That's for sure.
That's right. And we don't actually know if we're talking to spirits, if we're talking to aliens.
Well, do you know what, that makes a fair point, because you don't know who could be.
Yeah,
You're
you just
perceiving
call
it
it,
as a spirit.
people call it spirit. So, you just go by what you've been told in a way.
I know it is, but do you know what? I don't know if it's the more I'm getting into it, but I it's like, see, I'm struggling to use the word spirit now,
I
because
am as
I
well. I
think
don't know what to call them. I call them
I,
people,
as you
or
know,
don't even call them
because
anything because I don't want to know what to call them.
exactly, I was wondering about the comment. Oh, 'cause those was dark times, and sadly they continue to be here. He's like a fungus that won't go away. Lol. I take it that must have been about Trump. I was
Oh God.
wondering about. I was wondering. I was wondering.
We've got our own issues.
Hi, he's in the form of Trump's brother. I was wondering about the comments last week. Aye,
Yeah, yeah, it's
it's
because
a
they go
big
over
problem.
to three different places. Because when you get StreamYard, if you sort of pay a subscription fee, you could go on to 3 locations.
Whoever
Have
sent the
you?
comment at the very bottom, we talk. We think we are talking to humans. How do we know it's not spirit or
Yeah,
alien?
that's
That's
it.
so true. That is
We,
so
we
true.
don't know what we're talking to, like with like mediums, you sort of get images and you sort of go with that image and you get names and things like that. And, it just pops up in your head.
And it's
Well, it's weird, isn't it?
it's not just that. I've read experiences, and I've also listened to experiences where people have spoke to someone, and then 2 minutes later they've like vanished into thin air. How how's this for
Wow,
theory?
I like it. That's I like it. It's
See, my wee Shelley, she comes
wow.
up with the best ideas. Our
Jeez.
ancestors are beings of the past, and the aliens are beings of the future.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, but if we're trying to do the space race and all that, we're trying to get out there, we're trying to go to different planets, then if we get to these different planets and then come back as aliens and well, yeah.
But then what happens, guys, right? This is for everybody in the chat as well. Night night, Phil.
Night, Phil.
Loads of love.
You need to
Um,
sleep for Friday night.
Lucky ducky. Um, do you know what happens, right? This is just how my thinking goes, right? But what happens if we get to the end of this and there's nothing at all there? Then it's going to be one huge big disappointment.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like we finish and then they just go, "Ah, fooled you."
Yeah,
Boom.
exactly. It's just like, what the hell? So humans have been arguing over for years of heaven and hell and everything and that. Do you know Father Ted? I love watching Father Ted, because the way
Oh
that Dougal
gosh,
comes
yeah.
out, see, when Dougal comes out with theories, I actually sit there and I just chuckle, but they are quite true. It's especially when the one he says, "What if there's no heaven and hell?" So,
Yeah. It's there's a series that Hellier did. They're cool people as well, Greg and Dana Newkirk. And they did a series and it seems that they're actually speaking to aliens in it. And oh wow, it's awesome. If you do get a chance to watch Hellier, then please do. They're just brilliant investigators. Yeah.
but then
But
again, you hear a lot of people talking about being adopted and that. You wonder if they're doing their own set of tests to see how they can help their race.
oh way. We had enough
Hopefully,
trouble, didn't we, with COVID being locked in, so we don't
oh
know.
God, I know.
God. Oh yeah, I think aliens are on Mother Earth, yeah.
Love Father Ted. Aye, Father
Yeah.
Ted's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It was my uncle that introduced me to Father Ted when I was younger.
Oh, it's just too funny, wasn't it? It really was.
It was. I loved it. It was my sense of humour. Like, I could quote it. It's brilliant.
I do like that, Joshua, because it was all about sort of religion as and how they perceive things to make people like behave basically. They sort of said, "Oh yeah, you'll go to hell if you're bad. You'll go to heaven if you're good." So it's a
I,
way of the church controlling people potentially.
do you know what, guys? See if he's ever get a chance, if he's have not already watched it, watch a documentary called Religious by Bill Maher. He's a guy that's hated in America because he takes the RRP out of the religion, and you see some of the stuff that he talks about on this show, and he does, like, he wasn't allowed in the Vatican. He actually went to the Vatican and he wasn't allowed in because because obviously his thing. Um, but it's a really really good documentary. It's really really good. And one of the things that always stood out to me was a quote, and this is a quote, right? So this is not my quote. This is what Bill's saying. Bill's saying, "You're seeing Jesus as a baby, and you're seeing Jesus as an adult. What was he doing in his teenage life?"
Yeah,
It's absolutely crazy, but it is a really, really good show. Absolutely really good show.
yeah. But you know, we've all got what we believe in, and that kind of keeps us going, doesn't it?
Definitely.
I
I mean,
I,
it
I
definitely
didn't
does.
believe in mediumship. I didn't believe in ghosts, and I've kind of stumbled upon them. And now, like, I just love going out, investigating, exploring, and meeting people as well.
Well, look at me. I didn't believe in cat balls, but hey,
Yeah, and
I'm fascinated with them.
I'd love it to flash now.
I know, how funny would that be? We're talking
Yeah,
about cat balls.
uh,
But I mean, as you say, we all believe, and what I use my, believe it or not, I would use my witches thing as my faith, to be honest.
yeah. I've certainly changed since I've carried on, you know. Um, you know, like you think things and you do things when you're younger, then life experiences change how you feel about things. That's what I found.
Oh, definitely,
And I think
definitely.
it's life what's kind of pushed me towards the spiritual side more.
Do you know what? I think for me, it was when I grew up, where I grew up, and what the beliefs were, and that's for me that pushed me away from, like, when it came to football teams. I would
Ah,
choose a certain two. I'm not getting into the whole situation yet, but
I
I
like
wouldn't choose.
Celtic. You're a Rangers fan, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm neither.
Oh,
I'm no
okay.
Rangers, no Celtic. I don't believe in it. Don't get me wrong. I'll wind up Sam. I'll turn around and say to Sam, that's the rank call and things like that, but that's pure banter. Um, but I,
That's
I,
it. It is your choice.
I,
That's
I,
right.
as I said, I grew up with that sort of life, and I didn't like it. So that's why I started supporting Manchester United. Out of all the teams in England, I supported Manchester United, and I'll never forget when I went to Spain, and it was a Champions League, and Chelsea was on one side and Man United was on another plane, and I'm there getting right into it, and this guy taps me in the shoulder and says, "Are you, are you supporting Manchester United?" And I was like, "Yeah, but you're Scottish." I'm like, and it's like, yeah, no. I said, but I like Manchester United,
Ugh,
and it was, but yeah, I mean, that's what made me get into the whole spiritual, I was curious about the whole spiritual side, and it seems like you have your own way. It's like you can do your own way things there, if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah, that's it. Um, Joshua, oh, my thing's being a bit weird. Let's try and get this comment up. So then, Joshua doesn't use Ouija anymore because it's opened up too much trauma. So that's a shame. I don't tend to use it because so many people push them. So I will use it with um, people I trust sometimes.
Do you know that is the one thing I can honestly say, put my hand to the heart, I've not done.
You haven't?
I have never ever did a Ouija
You
board.
mean you mean when we went camping and I had 3 boards in my boot?
We could have been playing with them.
We could have been using Ouija. on a
I would.
campsite
That would have been fun. It
in my
would have.
tent with
I
people
would.
running around the tent outside. No.
Yeah, I know. Could you get the people to use peace?
If
YES.
everybody would hear you as well. Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
I've never ever done the Luigi. Never.
Well, we'll
Never.
sort that out. If I come up to Scotland in September, I'll bring it.
That
We
would be
do.
awesome.
If you just check the previous shows, we actually spoke to Karen A. Dahlman, and she's with the Historical Talking Board Society of the US, and she goes around basically promoting boards. She's used them as for nearly 50 years as well. So we had a good chat with her a few weeks ago. So check out that show. But you know, if you've had it, you know that is your experience, and oh gosh, I hope whatever it is, you're actually okay now. Because you know, if you do get issues with something paranormal, it is hard. I've had attachments, and trying to deal with that has been a bit, yeah, nightmare.
Jacqueline, we could have.
Yeah, I could, okay, EVPs don't work for me. I'd love them to. I've got one, and I've deleted it.
I think, to be honest, see when it comes to, I don't know who was the conversation I was having with the other night. Was it us or was it something that I watched? Maybe Dan and Viv were talking about it,
Oh, that could have been
but
good. Yeah.
that would have been good. Um, but you know, I think like rod, see, dowsing rods don't work for me. Like I'd like never ever been
Oh,
able
bless you.
uh, to get the hang of them. But then I think maybe it comes down to the person, and I think it comes down to what's suited for you to
Yeah, I
use the
certainly think
paranormal
that.
world.
Yeah.
I mean, EVPs don't work for you, but they work for me. And
Yeah.
the drowsing rods probably could work for you, but don't work for me.
Um, God. Yeah, they're hard. Dowsing rods, they are hard to use. Yeah. Oh my gosh, like the first times I held them were like little helicopters, really poking me in the eye because they're spinning. And
I
apparently it
know.
was how I was holding them. So there is a way of like holding them. Otherwise they're
Well,
just spinning in your eye
apparently,
and stuff.
like when you hold them, it's like kind of like you just hold them loosely, but still
Yeah.
kind of have like a grip of them, and then they're supposed to be like face the front like that.
Oh yeah,
And then when
I
you're
can
asking the,
use them.
I
Well, I
just
keep
I can't
losing them.
I just can't get it. I can't get the. But give me an EVP. I'm your woman.
Yeah. I just can't. It's a shame. Andy then, we did a Ouija session at church, came across an elderly lady called Muriel. She said she had 23 children. Her name was confirmed and she had 6 children. Wow. Okay.
23 could be the fact that maybe she'd adopted some kids outside.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, that's
that's my
it.
reason of thinking.
Yeah.
23.
There'll be something behind the 23.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Um,
Unless the whole family was 23. Like she had 6 children and they had grandchildren and whatever.
that would
I,
take some art making your own dowsing rods.
yeah, back in the day you were alright because they used to have metal coat hangers and you just
Oh, I
cut them
never
and
thought
then
of
they're
that.
like instant dowsing rods. So per coat hanger you had 2 dowsing rods.
Well,
So yeah, they're cool.
here is a random fact for you, right? And this must be going back to when I was away. But do you know my dad? What my dad did? My dad, like, I was crying when I was younger. I was a child, and because I couldn't get a signal with my aerial, and my dad, funny enough, broke a coat hanger and
Yeah.
used the metal bit and stuck it in the back of the telly. And
We
even though
used
it
to do
didn't,
that. Yeah, we used to do that. And the
that
car. If you didn't have an area in the car, you got a metal one and just shoved it in, yeah.
that's brilliant. It's just things like that. As I said, I'm so random. See when things come into my head, I'm so
Yeah.
random.
It's like I'm trying to write my book and it's a bit of a like biography sort of thing. And yeah, everyone used to do that. There you go, Lois.
Well, believe it or not, it was just as I said, it was just because we were talking about
Look,
coat hangers
yep.
there. I get a flashy seeing my dad sticking the cereal in, and I'm like, what's he doing? And then when it came up, I was like, oh wow. Don't think MD has these sort of tellies these days, didn't you know?
No. Can you imagine it?
I know. let's go and stick the
Let's stick
aerial
an
in the
aerial
back.
in the back, shall we? You know.
But could you imagine, right, me telling my 12-year-old son, by the way, son, I've got your telly. But mum, there's no aerial. But wait now, I've got a solution to your problem. And then getting a coat hanger and string it out. It's just, honestly,
The worst would
wow.
be if it's a black and white TV in that colour.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you know, it actually reminds me of the the TV that my gran and papa had. And it was pretty much, it was like one of the ones that you used to go up and it was the wee dials and the wee thingy and you have to press them. Oh, it was
Yeah.
brilliant. Love it.
It's so funny. Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
That's
But
what it is. Was. Yeah.
oh,
You
but
see,
definitely.
oh God.
You're right.
I'm a book. Yeah. I'm a book. I'm kind of looking at the past a bit. So where it started for me and everything. And like some of the things you're thinking about, it's like, oh my God, did we really do that?
Do
But
you know,
yeah,
I've always
days before the internet, stuff like that. Oh my gosh, here you go.
I
Like the old
that's
telephone.
my son brought an old telephone and my granddaughter didn't know what it said. Do you know, when you say about the internet, I always think about the bloody times when you used to hate when people used to go on the phone because it would break your internet connection, and then you see you hear the wee dialing tune dialing out to the internet.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God, wow.
So I was writing that in my book. There's a little section where I mentioned about the internet and stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, we did that, and we couldn't. We had to make sure we weren't going to have a telephone call if we wanted to go on the internet, because I'd have to unplug it. So we unplugged the phone and we plugged the computer in, and that was how it was. And it's just mad, isn't it? They
That
couldn't
is.
do both. And like now, oh God, even in like 2008-ish, I'd have a row with someone on Facebook and had a laptop. So I woke up in the middle of the night and had to delete it. Whereas on the phone now, you think, oh no, I said what? Delete. But now I'd wake up at 3 in the morning and have to delete what I said on Facebook.
Do you know what's in my mind? My mind's like before phones, like mobile phones
Oh my
actually
gosh,
came.
party lines.
Uh,
They shared
oh.
the line with someone else.
Listen, Sky was like that. Sky, once upon a time at the beginning, you had to watch the same thing as the person up the stairs was watching. You couldn't go over and like turn it over because he'd be watching what you were watching.
Yeah. But I was trying to get concert tickets and you had to dial it. So you imagine now, like everyone's trying to get through to get these concert tickets. And you're dialing them, and then you don't get through, and it's engaged, and then you have to dial it again.
There's once when you had to play your sliding fingers, you like that. Do you know what my grandfather?
All that effort just for it to be engaged. So it'd take about 30 seconds to actually dial it, because every little dial, it's like click, 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 isn't it? You can hear it clicking every time.
Oh my God, it was
and
a
it took
total
all
pain.
that time just for you not to get through. And then you were hanging on to get these concert tickets, and this specific was the Freddie Mercury tribute concert I was trying to get tickets for, and I finally got through, and the phone died. I know. But I did actually get tickets in the end. I was really lucky on that one. So I've seen some awesome bands at the Freddie Mercury tribute, but yeah.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, it was shocking.
Yeah, you've got mail.
Oh, you got mail.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, I mentioned that in the book. Yeah, Ask Jeeves, because we went on Ask Jeeves. How do we find a ghost hunt? And also ICQ. Like my sister had ICQ, and she was one of the early people to get it, and that let you know when somebody else was online. So it would actually tell you, oh, this person's here. So that was like one of the first chances of like chatting, like Messenger, isn't it?
It's the same nowadays. Could you imagine, you know, when you didn't have mobile phones, you had to go to your pal's door to see if they were coming out. And now you just text them, are you coming out?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Like, you go and pick someone up, you don't get out of the car. Oi,
You're
I'm
like,
here.
I know, it's text. Yeah,
I'm
you don't
here.
even,
Hurry up. You
wow.
think, oh, do I use Messenger? Do I use WhatsApp or do I text? Which one do I use to
I
get the
know, it's
Like,
like the
I've just had a phone call. I've had a message flash up here. Somebody wants photos, and it's like, I'm doing a show and they want me to sort out photos for
I
them.
know.
And
Oh,
you
but
just like even now, like there's no escape, is there?
it's definitely.
Oh, Kingston
Do,
Communication, they were massive, weren't they?
and it was Wireless 3 channel
Wow, I
4.
heard of them, yeah.
Do you know
Uh,
why even wireless phones, see when you used to take the wireless phone and it used to die, and then you'd have to go back to that wee bit, that wee
oh
spot?
God, yeah. But yeah, we've had some crazy times, and like people now, like oh my gosh, like when you're a kid and people go, oh, back in the olden days, and we don't say that, we can't say that. But
No,
oh my gosh,
definitely.
things are so different. Oh my God, the first mobile phone. Oh my God, I was such a, oh my gosh, I did not want a mobile phone. I refused to have one. I thought, I don't want people hassling me wherever I go. Why do I want a phone? And the reason I got one in the first place was that it came free with something. I thought, yeah, I use it because I can play Snake on it or something, because it had a little game on it. So I used to play that little Snake game or Tetris or something on the phone.
Oh, the Nokia. That was a
Well,
good
no,
one.
I didn't even have a Nokia. I had something worse than
Oh
that.
no, right. Oh,
Mine went on
do you know what game I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about Tetris. It's
Tetris.
with
Oh,
the
I
brick,
like Tetris.
with the
Yeah,
when the
that's it.
bricks
That's the one
used
I
to
did.
be,
Yeah,
and then it
that's
would be
it.
the bricks.
I can't even
It's
work out what type of phone it was, but it weren't Nokia. It was awful. Snake, yay. Oh
But
no.
oh god, but it's been a great show, definitely.
Yeah, it's been a bit mad, but hope you enjoy it. Hey Greg Cos, hope you're doing all right.
Hey
We're
everyone.
just getting to the end of the show, but thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yep,
This
thank
isn't
you.
the normal style. We do usually have a chat. Some people have complained that Lois is far too quiet, so I thought we could like introduce
Oh, is people
ourselves more.
actually is it actually people been saying I'm too quiet?
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, when
Wow.
we've got a guest, the guest takes priority.
So I think
So
that's why I take a lot of step
yeah,
back.
that's right, because we invite guests on so we can hear their story. And we will ask questions, and we want you guys to ask questions and you help to make the show. And we've had a great conversation tonight. And Joshua, thank you so much. Vaughn and
Thanks
Andy and
everybody.
Greg and all the Facebook users who are watching. I'm not
Yep,
sure.
we've
Lady
had fun,
Williams, but
guys.
we just want to thank you all for watching. And
You're very welcome.
yeah, every Monday we do a show between 8 and 9:30 ish on
Yep.
Paranormal Path group page and also on the Things Network. It's also 3 till 4:30 EST, which I think is 4 till 5:30 CST. Is it?
I am not sure when it
We
comes to time
um
zones. I am
we
totally
had a
lost.
bit of an accident with CST last week.
Yeah, we thought it was straight after the show, and we were like an hour and a half early.
Yes, we had a bit of a time difference issue. We thought we had a second show half an hour and it's 1.5 hours, but yeah.
Love having our living room
Whoops.
chats.
But you see, in
Brilliant.
the UK, we don't have time zones in the UK.
We don't
Um,
actually, so
and this
it's
is
just
it. So yeah, we're not used to this sort of thing. But yeah,
no, definitely no.
I was just getting to grips with EST and GMT. But yeah, it just got more complicated then. And the person we're speaking to next week, Preston, is actually on a totally different time zone.
Oh
He's on the
God.
Pacific one. So yeah, I've already done a time check with him um, to work out because I just get confused. But yeah, It's all good. So thanks for watching, everyone. Look
Thanks,
after
everybody. It's been a
yourselves
great show.
and stay safe. Oh, bless you, Greg. If you just, I don't know, there is an issue with Facebook. It is being annoying in a lot of ways, and a lot are complaining about not getting alerts. But yeah, if you just look out for us on a Monday, I hope you do get alert in future. But thank you so much for watching and
Thank you.
take care. Right, bye.
Bye.